Hello students, welcome to Medical360. Yesterday the seat allotment matrix was declared by the Karnataka Medical Counselling teams, and this actually talks of the number of seats that are there and the fee that is going to be paid under the government quota, under the private quota within the state of Karnataka, students for within the state of Karnataka, and students from outside the state of Karnataka seeking MBBS seats in Karnataka. Then the management quota and the NRI quota. We'll talk of the fees and the number of seats that are there, because this is very important for you to know, because now the allotment, the mock allotment round data has been released. Let's talk of it from this Excel sheet, because we just got it, so I'm just putting it across to you so that I don't miss out anything. I don't want to make a presentation, I just want you to understand the data that's out there. By the way, a lot of students, because we're talking of all this quota, by the way, this is the, we're talking of private medical colleges. The moment you come to private medical colleges, there is much more granular data, but at the same time, it's a lot more complicated. Why is that so? Because one, you have government quota. Then what you have is the state quota, where students within the state will be paying slightly higher fee, or rather high fees, but the rank would be different for them. Then people from outside the state who want to apply only into the state private medical colleges, they'll also be paying a similar fee of what is the private quota, but the number of seats are also allotted for them. And most importantly, you also have the management quota fees and the NRI quota fees also. So you suddenly have 5 ranges of fees when you come to private medical college in the state of Karnataka. Right. So we'll also talk about that. Now, because the process is so complicated, if you want any personalized counseling, we did open a helpline. The number that you need to talk of is 8130376334. On this number, you send us a message NEET, and one of our counselors will call you up to help you out to understand any personalized counseling, whatever you want. You will always get that, but just look at this data. This is the number that you have to send us a message. And by the way, this series of content that we're creating to help students decide for themselves. It's all objective data, and this is a series. The advisory and information series is presented by SRM Medical College Hospital and Research Center, which is a deemed university based in Tamil Nadu in Chennai. Now let's move to the next level, which is the private unaided ones, which means these are private medical colleges which have, as I told you, the 5 ranges of fees that you have. The number of seats in general merit, we actually have it. Then private. Now the fee, if you look at the fee differential here, this is very interesting of how the Karnataka state has worked on the fee structure to ensure that there's a bit of a balance between merit and people who can pay so high that the institution can also be taken care of. Because in general merit, under the government quota, the fee is 1.53 lakh rupees per annum, which means over a period of 5 years, you'll end up paying about 8 lakh rupees. All put together, about 7.5-8 lakh rupees is what you'll pay. All inclusive, including hostel and all, you might be spending 12 to 15 lakh rupees. But the moment you get down to private, and in private you actually have seats reserved for within the state students and outside the state students also, right? The fee becomes 12 lakh rupees. But again, it's also controlled. It's not at a whim of the institution that they want to charge more. You actually have government quota, which is extremely competitive, and merit takes over. Even here, merit takes over, but the affordability goes up one notches, because what is 1.53 lakh rupees per annum fee becomes 12 lakh rupees. So it is 8 times of what a government quota fee is. Then you move further, you actually have the management quota, where again the number of seats are also clearly given, and then you have the NRI fees also. Now, if you look at one thing, which is, let's look at B.R. Ambedkar Medical College, the total number of seats in government quota is only 20, which is about 12%. Then you actually have private, which is 28 plus 28, 56, they're paying 12 lakh rupees fees. And then you have management quota, which is 35 lakh rupees fees, which is, if you now put that in perspective, it is about 22 times of what you will pay under the government quota, 22 multiple, right? Or it is 3 times of what you would pay into the private quota. Then you have the NRI seats also, where the number of seats are defined, but the fee is similar to what you have in the management quota. That way, when you look at it, now let's just look at the private unaided colleges. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, there are 20 seats in the government seats. Then you have private is 28, and then outside the state of Karnataka is 28, right? Then you have 7 in the management quota and 23 in the NRI quota, in all 150 seats. Of the 150 seats, the number of seats that are there for the government quota is only 20. Remember that. And the number of seats that you have in NRI is 23, management quota is 7, which is 30. And then you have about 56 in between, which is meant for the private quota, but the fee is also regulated by the Karnataka state government. That way you have Kempegowda Institute of Medical Sciences 33, 46 for students within Karnataka and 46 from students outside the Karnataka, 12 for management quota and 38 for NRI quota, in all 250 seats. Then you have Nijalingappa, 35 in government quota, 46 in private, 46 for outside the state private, 12 in management quota and 38 in NRI quota. And that's what, whenever you have 250, this is the same ratio that's going to follow. And then when you actually have 150 or anything else, the ratio changes a bit, right? But remember, the fee structure is what we're talking about here. The fee for government is 1.53 lakh for the private unaided colleges. For the private quota, you have the fees where almost, when you look at the numbers, 56 on 150 is about close to 30 to 33%. The 33% is between the state students within the state of Karnataka and outside the state of Karnataka is divided equally. Then you actually have the management quota, which is 2%, and 23, which is another 3% of, rather it is 5%. So between these two, we're dealing with about 30 seats, which is about 20% of the management quota and NRI seat is 20% of the thing. So you can actually look at the whole thing and you understand the kind of percentage that we're dealing with. And that is going to stay as far as the private unaided colleges of Karnataka is concerned. And the fee is 1.53 lakh to 12 lakh rupees for the state private quota. And then you have management quota, which is about 20% of the seats, where the fee is about 35 lakh rupees and more. So let's just run through the whole thing. Mahadapa is 11 for government, 15 for private, state within Karnataka, 15 outside Karnataka, 12 management quota and 38 for NRI quota. KVG Medical College Sulia, 22 for government quota, 28 for private, 27 for outside the state, 7 for management quota and 23 for NRI quota. JJM Medical College Devangere, 35 for government quota, 45 for private quotas within the state, 45 outside the state, 12 management quota and 37 for NRI quota. SS Institute of Medical Science and Research Center Devangere, 35 for government quota, 46 for private, 46 again for state outside the state, 12 management quota and 38. And the same thing goes for BGS Global Institute of Medical Sciences, Sridevi Institute of Medical Sciences, East Point College of Medical Sciences and Siddhaganga Medical College, all are 35. And the same ratio happens, 46 and 46 in the state private quota, 12 in the management quota and 38 as far as NRI quota is concerned. Then you have SR Patil Medical College, where 13 are in the government quota, 18 for state students within the state of Karnataka, 19 for outside the state of Karnataka, 5 in management quota and 15 in NRI quota. And then Farooq Academy of Medical Education and Hospital, 20 in government quota, 28 for the state students within the state, 27 outside the students outside the state, 7 in management quota and 23 in the NRI quota. But the fee is 35 lakh rupees. So now you just put things in context. The management quota and NRI quota seat fee is more than 20 times, actually 22 times of what your government quota is. This one, the state private quota is about 8 times of what the thing is. So we're talking of X, 8X and 22X. That's the kind of pricing that we're dealing with as far as state unaided college is concerned. We'll come back to you and discuss the other part of it, which is minority and all, as we move along. But this is important for you to understand, so I thought I must bring that out to you. Thank you so much. Namaste.